welcome to the breakdown, episode 658. I was about to crack a joke. I held back there. I held back. I was a good boy just now. I held back on that one. That would have too early. I don't know if it's too early. Go ahead and crack it. Well, I could crack it. Could do it. Anyway, welcome to the audience. Welcome to everybody tuning in. I should retweet. I should repost and ask people whether or not number one. Actually, I did. Number two, what crypto are you buying? By the way, Joey Swole, who will be coming onto this program, not today, but in the future, he made me laugh. I still been laughing about his remark. Joey Swole, obviously big time fitness influencer, and shames people or reads them the riot act for disrespecting people going to the gym. Shout out to Joey. Shout out to Joey. All right. Yesterday, people panicking. People I know panicking. People reaching out to me panicking. It's over. Crypto's over. What did I get myself into? What did I get myself into? It's over. It's never coming back. My memes are down 95%. My alts are down 80%. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what to do. Do nothing. Do nothing. You got people out here praying to God that all their stuff comes back. Praying to God that all their shit goes back or even breaks even. God doesn't invest into crypto. God does not participate in financial markets. God is not rooting for a particular crypto to win out. By the way, always, I want to give a shout out to TikTok. Day by day, the crowd on TikTok is growing. Day by day, the TikTok crowd, man, growing. And I still got to make moderators, man. You are more than happy to go ahead and participate on the live talk, on the live chat on TikTok. They're crazy on there, man. Yesterday, I got warned like 3-4 times. Web3 from TikTok says, "Dear Lord, help protect the most handsome people on TikTok. Watch over them." Absolutely, amen. Watch over the most electrifying, handsome son of a bitch to hit the airways daily. Scott, let's have a breakdown. Let's talk about our industry. Let's talk about the ecosystem. We'll talk about Don Lemon getting arrested. That's right. Everybody's like, why are you clapping, man? Well, he knew exactly what was happening that day when the protesters were going into a place of worship, a church, to protest while people were there to go ahead and pray. Don Lemon knew exactly what he was doing. He goes on to his own podcast and says things that are absolutely idiotic, putting people in harm's way. He had this coming to him. 100% had this coming to him. Now I don't feel bad for him. There are other people that like I don't agree with in terms of their viewpoints, and they're on the other side of the fence, the Democrats, liberals, and that's fine. There are a lot of there are actually a lot of normal Democrats and liberals that go on to mainstream media outlets or they'll go on their podcasts. They don't go out there calling for violence or protesting in a place of worship. They don't do these things. They just give their opinions. They like, hey, I don't like Trump. Okay. I don't like Trump. I don't like the policy that okay. And that's a normal discussion. That's a normal conversation, right? That's normal. This guy is on his podcast consistently trying to spark off violence. It's the truth. Anyway, going to crypto. Going back to crypto. Relax. That's all I can say. Relax. There's a lot of goofy. I'll say this though. There's a lot of goofy shit going on. There's 100% a lot of goofy shit going on. There's no doubt about that. A lot of goofy shit. A lot of manipulation. 100%. Besides, listen, we've talked about this. Besides the long-term Bitcoin holders, people who have held Bitcoin for 7 to 9 years, they're selling off. Besides that, there's been a lot of manipulation, and I think people are just waiting. People are waiting to buy at 78 from 78,000 to 81. I think that's where people are waiting to go ahead and start buying. There's an interest in Bitcoin. There's an interest in crypto, but a lot of people are spooked. Like, and for good reason. There are a lot of people that are spooked. Even veterans within this space can't explain shit, and it's the truth. 100% it is the truth. See, there's an error here. Hold on. Error here. What do you do in this situation in crypto? What do you do in this situation in crypto? A lot of people are just like, what do I do? The best thing you can do is nothing. You're already down 90%. I don't know what like people ask me, what do you do? And I'm like, nothing. Nothing. You just don't do anything. Where are you going to go? Like, okay, you pull out right now. At this point, you're pulling out late. So like you're gonna pull out in the red. So you're pulling out in the red, and where are you going? Where are you going? Trump is having we can go right to the fuck. We can go ahead and tune into the press conference real quick. Let's see. He's at a press conference. What's he? What is it about? Is it about a crypto announcement? Is it about? Oh my God! Here we go. Where is this? Hold on. And they better vote to. They better not shut down the government. They better not shut down the government. They better not shut down the government. All right, let's go. Um, let's go live. The fuck is this? I just want to see if he says anything about crypto, honestly.
It's amazing how that works, but the criminals go over and over and over again. So 2 to 3% of your population can cause over 90% of your crime. So it's not that complex. We moved 2,000 people out of Washington. We brought them back to their countries where they came from. They came through open borders by Sleepy Joe Biden. And I will tell you, Washington is safe. If you look at New Orleans, as you know, we went there about 4 weeks ago. I was with the mayor of New Orleans last night. He was at the premiere, and she was at the premiere. She was great. I believe she's a Democrat. She came over. She thanked me so much. She said crime is down more than 50% in just a few weeks. And you couldn't even walk down the street in New Orleans. It's so bad. And now they let us in there, and she is thanking me so much, so profusely. She was great last night. I'd do that if I were a Democrat. I'd say call Trump in, let them do what they do. But we remove people, criminals, from the cities, and they become safe cities. If you look at Minnesota, Minneapolis, we have crime down there because we took out thousands of people, despite all the mess and everything else. But do these people really want to have rapists? Do they really want to have drug dealers and people from prisons and murderers? Do they really want to have them in the community? It's really insurrectionists and agitators, and they're paid. And you can tell a lot of reasons. Number one, they're professionals, with their mouth. But they're also, you look at the signs are all professionally made. They have signs that are gorgeous. In fact, I want to get the sign because I need a lot of signs for different things. And I want to find out whoever does their signs, they do a beautiful job. Everybody has this beautiful sign with brand new wood. It's like leather panels. They have a leather handle on the bottom. These are not people these are people that are handed signs, and we know.
Oh my God, I got a warning again. Inorganic, what are you talking about?
These are paid.
Get these liberals out of my fucking room.
But I was elected by a landslide. I won every swing state. I won the popular vote by a lot. I won everything. And I was elected by a landslide on law and order and on strong borders. We had a border that was so bad, so open, where 25 million people came in over a period of 4 years, and now nobody comes in. Nobody even tries to come in. And I can only say, I think we'll say it very plainly, elections have consequences. The people want law and order. And we have a silent majority. We have a silent majority of people. They don't go and riot and everything else, but they like what we're doing. They like having a safe city. I get calls every single day. Every person I see working in the White House, people I don't know, many people work here, and they say, I'd like to thank you, sir. Why? You've made Washington so great. We walk to work. They walk to work. You people know it very well. You walk to work now. You used to take an Uber or a taxi or something, and you even felt like in danger there. Every person in this building, virtually every time I see somebody, they thank me. Because a year and a half ago, they lived in hell, and now they can walk to work, and they're totally safe. Nothing's going to happen. And if anything did happen, the person that did it would be living in hell for a long period of time. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you.
Okay, I have no clue.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
I have no clue what the hell happened here today. He spoke about something. A Canadian guy is in the TikTok chat saying boycott America, I guess. I don't know. Guys, boycott America. Canadians, are you serious right now? Your entire GDP depends on us. Anyway, back to crypto. I thought he was going to give an announcement on crypto, but and obviously he went ahead and named a new Fed chair who's actually hawkish, which could be good for the country. Loves Bitcoin. But going back to crypto. Yeah, boycott the United States of America. Go ahead. You guys are doing a good job. The entire Canadian economy is going to dog shit. Go ahead. Continue to boycott. You're doing great. Doing great. Continue. Continue. Well, at least you have universal health care. Anyway. Will crypto make a comeback? Because everything else has been going up. Everything else has been going up. Stock market going up, precious metals going up. Everything has been going up. Except crypto. Why is crypto lagging? Why? That's the biggest question. Why is crypto not performing like everybody else? Institutional players, banking system, waiting for the Clarity Act. I doubt that the Clarity Act gets passed. By the way, I was blown away that Senator Booker, a Democrat, was actually siding with the people of crypto. Let me pull that up. This is where I keep saying, like, I am different than your favorite fucking influencer or political influencer where it's all like bad on the other side. No, I can call it for what it is. I was very shocked. Let's go ahead and let's bring up Cory Booker here. Hold on one second. Go ahead and pull this up. I was blown away. Blown away. All right, let me go ahead and get this in here. Blown away. Let's put up Cory Booker. He's fighting. He's fighting for us, which is weird.
That my Republican
colleagues right back here.
Also said.
All right, this is Cory Booker, Senator Cory Booker, talking about that bill, right? That Clarity Act bill that we want to go ahead and have passed. But he's been saying what I've been saying, and he's a Democrat, I'm a Republican, and we agree. Could you imagine that? Go ahead and watch this.
We also said, very importantly, we want protections for self-custody and innovative technology. We do not want to be criminalizing people who are writing code. And so I was excited. I went into the holidays, I got married, and I came back to this committee and start the year with the news that my Republican colleagues were walking away from the bipartisan process that produced the draft. To be clear, the product put before us today is not the bipartisan draft that we've been working on. We've come so long. And I sat with stakeholders literally last night. We were clearing up some of the DeFi differences that are not reflected in this bill. The White House has made this infinitely harder. And I've had private conversations with Republican colleagues, staffers that agree with me. So I'm just gonna say right now, I've had one of the best experiences I've had in my 12 years in Washington working with Senator Boozman. Let's get back to work. We can finish this in the next week or two in a bipartisan way, have a celebration. I may drink some milk, and we can dance in the end zone when we get this across the line. That's what I'm asking. But until then, we can't support this partisan draft.
I'm actually on Booker's side with this. This, I think, is or was a good direction. Unfortunately, right now, it looks like the White House are taking the bank's side.
Now, I honestly a little bit shocked. I'm shocked. I mean, listen. He had me. He had me rooting for him until he went ahead and said, and after we can celebrate and I can drink some milk. I thought that was kind of weird. But before him, Before he went ahead and said that, I'm just saying, like, it's like he's all about retail. He's all about the crypto bros. And my Republican Party is all about the banks and how this benefits the banks. Yes, you're allowed to go ahead and criticize your own party. That's right, you're allowed to criticize your own party. What are we doing? You got one of the Democratic leaders out here telling you, let's go back to the original bill, which includes retail, which doesn't give full control to the banking system and institutional players. And it's a Democrat. And my Republicans are out here. The Republican Party is out here trying to get essentially rid of DeFi in a sense. People will be like, what are you saying, David? Well, no, you're trying to give full control to DeFi to the banks. The banks are not our friends. The banks are not our friends. The banks don't want you to unbank yourself. I am truly surprised. And I don't think he's lying either. I don't think Senator Booker is lying. I don't think he's lying at all. I just wish he wouldn't have, this was a really passionate, good statement until he went and said, and then we could celebrate and drink milk. Seriously speaking. I'd rather no bill get passed than to have this dog shit of a bill that only benefits the banking system, only benefits Wall Street, pass and give them clarity, and we have none. No, just don't pass anything. Don't pass anything. It's better without anything passing. It's way better with nothing being passed. Way better. Shocked. I'm shocked. This one, the Republicans get an L. Some of the Republicans, I can't say all of them, but some of the Republicans get an L on this. You get an absolute L. Absolute L. You should be trying everything possible to make sure that retail is able to participate without restrictions. It's the reason why we escaped or we ran away from the centralized system. We unbanked ourselves for a reason. And now you want to give control to the same assholes that have had control of us for decades, if not centuries. Republicans, remember this. Over 50 million plus Americans hold cryptocurrency. And we'll say that again to you. Over 50 million plus Americans hold cryptocurrency. If you think the cryptocurrency community is not watching, if you think the crypto bros are not watching, you are dead wrong. And the crypto bros are frustrated right now because the crypto bros They're not making money. They're down. And ever since, respectfully, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to say this, and people are going to say, how dare you? They're going to say, how dare you, David? But there are people on the timeline that are saying crazy things like, I wish I would have voted for Kamala. Crypto would have been better. They're praying for Gary Gensler to come back. They're praying for Gary to come back. This is not me, chat. Don't come after me. This is not me. I'm just saying, man. I am telling you what I'm seeing on the timeline. The crypto bros are absolutely upset because they are down, and they were up when Gary was the head of the SEC and when Biden was in office. That's how they're looking at it. I'm not saying they're right. I'm just saying I am repeating what I'm seeing on the timeline. Is the economy better? Yes. Are prices going down? Yes. Is inflation down? Yes. Is crypto down? Yes. And the crazy part is, here's the crazy part. The amount of good news about crypto and the ecosystem and the rules and all this pro-crypto this, pro-crypto that, it's all over the place. It is all over the place. Yet, everybody's bags are down. Everybody's bags are down. What do you understand? If these kind of messages were coming out, if these kind of conversations were coming out in 2017 and 2021, I'm talking about Bitcoin would have been at like $500,000. Cory Booker, a Democratic senator, out of all people, is trying to save retail and crypto. What season of America is this? What season of America is this? Thank God it's the weekend. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's the weekend. At this point, it feels like everybody's just going into memes. Just it's kind of like scratch-off tickets. It's like people are so like, fuck it. I'll just go get a scratch-off ticket. People, I feel like it's like off-track betting or some shit. Okay. It is 12:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to The Breakdown, episode 658. I don't even know how I'm still on the air. And you TikTok liberals, get the fuck out of my chat. Stop reporting me. Anyway, we have a guest here. Let me go ahead and clear this. Let me stop sharing here. Let me bring on our guest. I know this person. We happen to be the same sign. It's the best sign in the world, by the way. It is the best sign in the world. And I got to talk to her. Gigi, what the fuck is going on?
You're telling me. It's funny enough because yesterday I was making the same argument as you. I was saying meme coins are the new age lottery tickets, the new age scratch of tickets. Your grandparents were doing meme coins. They were just doing it off a cardboard, and they were okay knowing that the money was probably never coming back. So we are just doing the evolution of gambling, you know. But I was making an argument yesterday because I was talking with a very intellectual lady who's working with very important things, and she was like, I can't respect someone that does meme coins. She's like, I like you, and I wouldn't even think you do meme coins because we just had such a great conversation. But I just can't respect people that do meme coins. So then I broke it down to her the way that I think about it, and I was like, listen, I bought Sui at like $1, and that shit went to like $4.50, and I said that has utility. That has utility. I like the founders. They're trying to solve real world problems, and that's at $1 right now. You know, I hope because I thought it, whatever. I still like them. I'm not talking shit, but I was just telling her like, hey, what's the difference between an L2 and a meme coin at this point? Like you're trying to solve a real world problem. Well, guess what? People don't give a fuck. They're still selling you. I don't know. It's a
No,
hot day in the market today.
everybody's fired up. I don't know. Everybody I'm speaking to, everybody's either quitting or they're like, yo, I'm going all in. I'm still going. I'm getting
I'm
like
still
messages like,
going. I mean, I'll say this at this point: how can you afford to not keep going? Your money's in the dip. You better be on Twitter. You better be on TikTok. You better be on Instagram, making sure everyone else is in this industry right now. Otherwise, you're losing your money too.
it's wild to I honestly, I've been here for so many cycles. Like I've never seen this shit. I've never seen it. You know,
Yeah.
altcoins didn't even run. The altcoin
No.
market didn't run. The memes, if you want to talk about the meme sector, nothing happened in the meme sector. And here's how I break it down. Dogecoin didn't make a new all-time high. Shiba Inu didn't make an all-time high. That's it. Like I'm gonna give you two. Nothing. If you want to talk about Mog and Pepe, great. They just ran, but none of these things made all-time highs. Like nothing made an all-time high. So it's been a Bitcoin run. That's it. Bitcoin ran. And then 7 or 8 other things broke their all-time highs. You talk about Sui. Sui just came out. Great. So people who went in at $1 like you and then they went to 4, if you took out, congratulations. But nothing really did anything. Nothing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
are you in the camp of like where people are saying like, I wish I voted for Kamala? Are you in that camp or?
I am not in that camp. I don't know that it would be better. You know, I think maybe we would have just gone down faster. I'm not in any camp. I'm campless. Okay, I'm homeless. I'm campless. But
Yeah, well,
I
a lot
will
of
say
people are
this.
about to be homeless.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of fucked. I don't even know at this point. Like I think about it, and my friends talk about it, and we're like, I think if we would have just gone down faster, you know. But I mean,
Like
I
rip the
think
Band-Aid off, let it go down, and that's it. And let's just like skyrocket.
listen. I hope Trump family, if you're listening to me, because you are definitely watching David Goshstein. You're definitely watching. They're definitely watching. By the way, chat, they're watching. They're here. They're listening. We can't let the economy go down like this during the Trump presidency. What would that say about Trump, right? He is going to pump the economy. I have to believe that. I have to believe, yes, he is going to pump the economy. This is kind of fucked up. He's given entry to all these corporations, and then we're going to go to all-time highs, right? We have to believe that. Otherwise, pack your bags if you have any left. Yeah.
Get your pillow out and get your mattress and put it under a bridge. I want to ask you a question.
Ooh,
Like
ask away.
what are you seeing in the meme sector? And I don't give a shit. Shut the fuck up in the fucking TikTok audience, okay? I'm talking about memes right now, and memes are one of my favorite things. Seriously, like I got Bitcoin at we get it, but memes are fun.
We have all of that.
What are you seeing in the ecosystem though? Like, are you really Like, is there really new money coming in, or is it just a bunch of same people playing at the same poker table, and the money's just being?
Okay. Mr. Beast coin, fake Mr. Beast coin. By the way, if you're in TikTok people, you liars, you fucking liars, you little liars, making up that there was a Mr. Beast coin and he was giving you guys entry. That was the Instagram and TikTok side of crypto. So there is new money coming into things, right? Like that was not the same wallets we have. Actually, crypto Twitter didn't really hear about that until the coin was already at like 40, 50 million. So if you weren't on Instagram and TikTok, you didn't really hear about the fake Mr. Beast coin that he's supposedly gonna announce on the Super Bowl and give everyone entry because he loves us so much and he wants around to make money, right? So I think there are, I mean, obviously low activity overall. You do have people that are coming in. And like I said, the problem with any crypto, right? Like my little brother thought he got a great number on Solana buying it between like 115 and 160. It's not looking good right now. It's not looking good, right? So it's like even if they're not buying meme coins, like a lot of people are coming in, getting burned, and sitting the fuck out. They're like, either they take, and I've met people that will sell at a loss and then be like, damn it, I should have held. But in the moment, if you have no conviction, you don't believe in this industry, like I've been actively in this industry since 2021. And my first buy was in 2017. I didn't know of Ethereum. I didn't know what the fuck it was. I was just buying something that someone told me to buy. So I think there's a lot of those people. And if you don't fall in love with this industry, which is actually very hard to fall in love with, by the way, if you're not working on something bigger than, just like trading every day, you're gonna sell for a loss, you're gonna move on, you'll see a pump, and you're gonna be like, oh, that fucking shit is a scam. So it's like, I do think we need to create a better environment, and we're gonna talk about onboarding and bringing people into something that maybe it's not just meme coins, because if you come in, you lose your money, the first thing you're gonna do is get out and never really look back, right? Or look back like maybe when it's too late, when everything is already high. So yeah, I don't know that we're getting like that much more of a fluctuation of new wallets. I think it makes sense. I think now that the prices are down, we should see new wallets coming in. This is the moment when you want to come in, not when everything is all-time high, everything is ripping. Even if you miss silver, gold. I mean, I think Bitcoin's the best gold. I think Ethereum's the best silver. But yeah, like you probably don't want to buy that at all-time high. So I definitely think right now is when I'm texting my friends like, hey, you remember you've always told me you wanted to be in crypto? Maybe right now it's a good time to start buying, whether it's $5, $10, $100, whatever it is. What do you think?
Well, I'm buying, even though it hurt, like it's like your stomach's twisting, and you're buying like fuck. I better be right on this shit, right? Like it's just like you're pressing buy, and you're like, oh, okay, I know I'm right, and you hope that you're right. And I wanted to ask you, like, do you think like the memes from let's say 2023, like the Pepes and all the Mogs and all that stuff, do you think they're gonna make a comeback, or do you think like new memes are going to go ahead and take over? Because there's been a big shift, right? So it was Ethereum, nothing but Ethereum, and then it slid over to Solana, and obviously that whole shit started with. To me, it's Pump.fun, or maybe Bonk started everything, and then Pump.fun, and then everybody started to create tickers. Do you think that number one, do you think we'll have a comeback in terms of those memes popping back to all-time highs, or do you think it'll be new memes that pop off within the system?
So we saw Farcoin, right? We saw Farcoin take a massive dip. Then we saw the Farcoin whales. Yes, there's a coin named Farcoin. If you don't know, we saw the Farcoin token just hot air rises go. It was like the best trending meme while everything was down. And at the end of the day, it actually is going to come back to groups. It's going to come back to cult communities. It's going to come back to people with money that decide, hey, you know what? We don't want to get a new meme. Let's find out one that maybe everyone is a little bit invested in, and let's make sure that at the end of the day, that it's very democratic in a way, right? That how it happens. I think it would be great to see old memes come together. I think those people, the people that are still holding those, some of them made a lot of money and they have the friends and they have the group that made a lot of money to be able to push something so much farther. I think new memes are just riskier in a way. There's too many people are here launching the same tokens with an extra I or an extra O or OG or whatever it is. But I do think in terms of what people are trading new tokens. Like the new people coming into the space or people trying to make a quick buck. And the reason why is because there is much more volatility and much more volume on newly launched tokens. So most people are, even though there are people that are thinking, hey, maybe I'm gonna hold this for a week. Hey, buddy, don't know if that's the time right now. But anyway, if you are that person, you're like, hey, maybe I'm gonna hold this for a week. There's a lot of people that are like, I'm gonna get my 20%, my 30%, my 100% return and get the fuck out and go on the next one. And that's what we're calling the Fortnite kids, right? Where the trading, the attention span is really short. They get in, they get out. Average holding time is less than 1 minute. And if they like it, they'll go back in with bigger size. They take again their 20 to 100% because when you have bigger size, that's good enough. And they just do that like for 20 tickers a day, 10 tickers a day, right?
Do you think the holding mentality is done?
I think you know what the sad reality that the launch pads introduced is the democratization of being able to create these tokens. And with that comes too many tokens, right? Like we have too many tokens, too many people. You buy one, you think that's the one. Someone launched the same one. 2 seconds later, someone that wasn't on the first one, it's like, oh, I have more opportunity if I buy the second one because it's lower market cap. Let me message my friends. Let's all buy this one. And then they take their, it's yes, I do think in a way the holding mentality is more established on older coins that maybe are not in low market caps and maybe there's less opportunity in the short run, because they are not thinking, oh, this is going to happen. Because right now, I think we do need to introduce some changes to the launch pads. I agree. Like, hey, let everyone do whatever they want. But let's be honest, before the launch pads, when only a few people knew how to launch them, I didn't even know how to launch them. But there were less tokens, meaning there was less in circulation. And people were actually trying to find the good ones within what they were, right? That's how Pepe ran. That's what Mug, freaking Wave, like all this tokens. So now we just have mass people launching tokens, right, and rugging them for $30 if they can because they don't give a fuck. Like that person, you don't know where they are. Maybe they're in the Philippines. $30 might be their monthly like salary. They'd be like, yo, $30 is lit. So I do think we need to make changes to the way that launch pads approach deployments, because why are people incentivized to hold when they can't trust the person launching it? They don't know if it's gonna rug. They don't know who are the snipers that got in. So yeah, I mean, sorry if I'm scaring you for watching this. I swear, come to me, Coins. It's great.
No, we got to do like a episode where like me and you both. I want to hop on and like try to like catch a runner because like that's what it is right now, man. I want to like. No, we should do that. I want to like.
I am so down.
I'd like to catch a runner, bro. I just,
Let's do it.
I'm feeling like I'm waiting until all this shit comes back. I might as well just like catch a runner. Bottom line,
Might as
man.
well
Like,
just have fun with it, right? Listen, at the end of the day, a lot of the people that you see that are over trading, over whatever, they have the money to do it. That's the other part. Like they're not depending on their last $100 or their last $5. They're not like, oh, this is like the money I have for the rest of the week, and if I lose it, no, they have their funds, right? Like I even say it myself, I'm like, hey, I do my trading streams, and I lose money on my trading streams because I can. Because if that's my last $100 once or whatever it is, I'm not gonna put that on a meme coin. Are you fucking crazy? But then you find all these people that are, because they're like, this $100 gonna make me a millionaire. Very low chance, buddy. That's not really realistic. But yeah, I mean, if you're eating Starbucks and all that shit, then save that money up and use that as your trial money for sure. But
Yeah.
don't be. But yeah, David, I'm down to run that with you. I think that's a great idea.
We gotta schedule
But we
that.
have to use your money though.
That's fine. I don't care. We got people on the right now. I'm looking at the TikTok chat. They're like, "When are we trenching? Let's catch a runner."
Ooh,
So
yeah,
I'm down to go ahead and do that. I'm
I am so
100%
down.
down. And I
I'm so down.
guarantee you, I might not catch shit, but I just want to have some
Hey,
fun.
it's fun. It's fun. It's dopamine, right? At the end of the day, it's dopamine, and you see that thing going on, you're like, you're like, and maybe you didn't sell because you thought it was gonna go up more, and then it just goes straight down. You're like, fuck, and then you sell that, and then it goes straight up, and you're like, no, I was part of the paper hands. It is very addicting. It's a very addicting thing. It's
I
true.
appreciate you, Gigi. I see you out there. You're grinding away. You're educating people on how like you're doing your thing. I've seen it. I watch your shows. I don't think I go ahead and tune in for 10, 15 minutes. I don't have a lot of time, but I'm like, I tune in. I see. I'm
Hey,
watching.
that means a
You're
lot.
grinding away.
10, 15 minutes is a long time, so I appreciate you for doing that. I
You're
watch your
doing your
shows, by
thing.
the way. I'm loving the American flag. I like the Jimmy Kimmel type style banner on the bottom. Like our guy here is elevating this brand. He's on TikTok. Hi TikTok people. Give him some love, drop some likes, drop some shares. I appreciate you doing this too. You're killing it.
Remember, I told you last time you were on, it's time to focus on yourself, right? Be a little bit selfish. It's okay. Just be a little bit selfish. Think about your brand because look, we're in crypto and crypto's still young. The ecosystem's still young.
Mhm.
I say this all the time to my audience. I'm like, it's still a young place. It doesn't matter when you came in. You could have came in 13 years ago, 10 years ago. You just came in 6 months ago. It's a perfect place to go ahead and build things. Like you can build things right
Mhm.
now. It's quiet, right? Shit's moving sideways.
Perfect time.
This is where you can go ahead and look and say, okay, there's a problem in this space. Maybe I can build something. Maybe I
Mhm.
can help. Or you can go ahead and get around the right crowd and start trading. I don't know. Like, do you, but it is still early. There's no, oh, I missed out. Great. Like, I still think Bitcoin at $82,000 is very cheap. Okay. If everybody's talking about Bitcoin going to $1 million, then $82,000 is nothing. A lot of people do come in here and they want instant gratification. Their friend made $1 million on memes. They traded, excuse my language, cover your ears. Well, you have them covered sort of, but cockadoo, like dildo in the eye emu, right? And that made somebody $1 million, and now Jimmy, their friend, says, oh, I made $1 million in 3 days. And now this dude rushes in and loses his life savings. And now he's upset at crypto. But for the most part, I think like crypto, on banking yourself, all that stuff, it's still there. It's growing. You see the adoption that's happening. You can still win here. The liquidity will be back. I believe in 2026, the liquidity will be this year. We will see the liquidity back. But for the time being, there's nothing wrong with me joining Gigi's stream somehow and catching a runner.
Let's do it next week.
Invite me.
Okay. I'm gonna message you after this, people. We're gonna get him on a little trenching stream. I'm excited. Are you excited?
Imagine if I could make $1 million on my first
Oh
go
my
around.
God.
People will be like, fuck, I hate him. I hate him even more now.
They're like, oh, they definitely planned this. They definitely. You know what's the funniest thing? And I know you have a next guest coming, but when you see the P&Ls on the timeline, you'll see, oh, this person made $1 million. Shit, they went in with $700,000. They should.
Exactly.
They should. Their profit margin wasn't really that much. Because I see those things. It's like, oh my God, they made $14,000, and then they put in 10,000. So they really just made 4,000. And it's like people, yeah, hey, the dream is still out there. We're still gonna
Gigi,
make it.
you know what it is?
Okay?
A lot of people get greedy here, right? So think about it. If you look back at the amount of money you made in the Web 2 world, in the centralized world, your salary could have been $50,000. It could have been $80,000. It could have been $120,000. But you had to work a whole 12 months hard, no vacations, or maybe you got a vacation, but the boss made you know, oh, you're taking a
taking
vacation.
shit from your boss.
Yeah, exactly. Here, people are trading, making $1,000, $2,000 a day, And I think, honestly,
Take it lower than that. Take it lower than that. I have a friend group. They're all 18-year-old kids, and they're trading meme coins. And you know what's their goal? $300 today, which ends up being $9,000 a month. Take it
that's
lower. You
perfect.
don't even have to go that high.
That's perfect. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people here are spoiled. So like when people make a 20,000, you know why a lot of veterans here lose? Because they'll make 20,000 and they'll be like, no, this is not enough. It has to go higher. So they round trip because they're like 20. You just made $20,000. Take it out. Since
That's
when?
me.
Like, yeah, listen. You know what? I think after 2 or 3 cycles, if you can't,
I've
learn
learned
that,
though. I've learned this time. I've learned this time. Next cycle, guys, I am selling. I'm kidding. I'm
tune in
kidding.
to
I'm
me,
just saying that.
Gigi. Even though I know people will say that, oh my God, they planned it out. No, me and Gigi are gonna do a show. If she invites me, I'm
week.
going after everything. You guys have
Next
seen me lose here. I've tried this shit. I need help from a veteran. So we'll go
Guys,
in.
by the way, he's totally lying. He used to be the meme coin guy a few years ago, and he had the biggest faces, and he did really great trades. But I'm gonna take you as under my wing, and we'll do it next week. I'm gonna ask you for your schedule, okay? And we're gonna get it penciled out, Mr. Beginner.
I appreciate you, Gigi. I'm new to this. I'm new to this launch pad. No, I'm kidding.
He's so new. Oh my god. It's okay. I got you.
Thank you, Gigi. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. It's obviously not snowing out there, but it'll be snowing out here. I hate snow. I officially hate snow. Thanks, Gigi.
Yeah, well, I hope you have a great day. People, make sure to give him a like and a retweet. Hit that follow button. Love you, David. Thank you so much for having me.
What a phenomenal guest. What a phenomenal guest. That's why I like bringing Gigi on. Gigi, go follow her. I tagged her, so you guys can go ahead and follow her. I will go ahead and on TikTok, I'll give you her. I'll go ahead and give you her link, so you can go ahead and follow her as well. Gigi, that's the homie, man. Gigi's the homie, man. Me and Gigi try to work together so many times, man. We try to work together so many times. Like I said, we're both the same sign. Sagittarius, man. Sagittarius. Okay, we're the best signs in the world. In the world. Fire sign. Competitive. Passion. Yeah, I'm laughing, by the way. If you're tuning in from any other networks or social media platforms, I'm laughing at the TikTok crowd is crazy, man. Shout out to the TikTok crowd. Shout out to the TikTokers. They make me laugh. The TikTok crowd, honestly, the TikTok crowd is funny. They are hella funny, man. They be saying crazy shit. Even the crazy mofos on TikTok make me laugh. Even the crazy motherfuckers. They make me laugh. They make me absolutely laugh. TikTok's the new home. I mean, TikTok can I don't know. It's going to be X versus TikTok. Who's going to adopt me? Who's going to adopt me? Welcome to the Breakdown, episode 658, sponsored by Midnight. Privacy matters. We'll get more into that next month as well. I'm sure we'll have Charles Hoskinson on. We'll get into it. Charles has been saying that there's going to be something epic coming in February. Also, the show is sponsored by Gemini. Go visit Gemini. If you're looking for a quality exchange, go to Gemini. That's right. We'll be back right after this commercial break. 1:15 p.m. We got Shaney Rich coming on. Let's chop it up about some politics. You got a pretty cool company out there that goes out there and asks random people on the street questions and even some notable names. But again, we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is 1:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm here. Don't worry about it. I'm here. Episode 658. That's it. Next month. We're heading into next month already. Damn, January passed. January flew by. And we got destroyed. A lot of people are like, yo, this is our October. Yeah. I'm definitely going, since you guys, let me get, chat, tell me, you want me to do a stream with Gigi? Me and Gigi do a stream to try to go ahead and catch a runner. Do you guys want that? If you want it, let me know. We'll go ahead and get that done. We'll simulcast everything, and we'll see if we can catch a runner. Maybe you guys can go ahead and participate with us. All right. I need W's. If you want that, I need W's in the chat. I need W's in the chat. Fuck it. While we wait, might as well have some fun, right? While we wait, we might as well have some fun, right? Fuck it. She's trenching all the time. Okay, I haven't been in the trenches. I haven't been in the goddamn trenches. Listen, man, when I play the lottery, right, and I don't win, I must have been somebody's exit liquidity in fucking Alabama when one person wins $1.2 billion. Jackpot. Yeah, I swear to God, if I play the lottery, right, if I play the lottery and I play for like $10, quick pick, give me $10 Powerball. I'm just saying, I'm somebody's exit liquidity. What if me and Gigi find the next runner, like the one that actually stays? Like, and I'm not talking about one that runs for 24 minutes and 33 seconds. I'm talking about one that actually stays. This room is gonna be filled up. The TikTok room is definitely going to be filled up to like fucking 9,000 people. Guys, if you are not sharing the room on TikTok, by the way, if you're not double tapping, if you're not sharing the room, if you're not telling your grandmother that I'm live right now, if you haven't informed her that from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, she should be doing nothing but watching me, then you're doing it all wrong. Okay, if your fingers are not bleeding, means that you have not been tapping. That means that you don't love me. Bella Star, get to work. Bella Star 53, get to work right now. Go ahead and call the union. Aren't you the union leader of all the moderators? Get on a phone call. Call an emergency press. Call an emergency press conference right now. I truly, I love my audience. The one thing that I can say to you guys, you tune into me, especially you tune into me when times are hard, right? When the crypto economy is looking like ass, you guys tune in and you're always looking for me to give you like the bullish scenario. And I always do. I'm bullish on crypto. Like if it's going to happen in the next 5 years, then it is 5 years from now. If it happens next week, then it's next week. It is what it is, man. You take one day at a time kind of thing. You look things over, you research, you get yourself around good people, you ingest really good value content and put yourself in the right position. That's all you can do. Everything else is in God's hands. Like you can't do nothing. You just cannot do nothing. That's it. I've seen people put themselves into immaculate positions and lose. And that's because they might have not pulled out. They thought that they can make more than $20,000. They can hit 60, 80. They can hit a 1,000x instead of taking a 50x. There's a lot of things that goes into this shit, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of reasons why you won't win here. There's a lot of reasons why you won't win in these markets. And it's not because of your favorite KOL or influencer. No, it has nothing to do with them. Forget them. Forget all these influencers and KOLs. Who gives a shit about them? Who really gives a fuck? They should be your signal, your buy or sell signal. That's how I look at them. Buy or sell. When I see them out here, I just look buy or sell. At the end of the day, you just got to look at this and say, okay, when am I ready to take profit? Am I taking profit? Am I taking my initials in profit and leaving a moon bag and letting it ride? Like a lot of you guys, like if you have friends that are telling you to diamond hand this shit, they are not your friends. They are the people that are dumping on you. Okay? Anybody who is telling you to hold, they are dumping on you. And if they sell shame you, they're not holding, they're dumping. I promise. Yes, I'm going to make Fran a moderator. I am. I'm telling you. I'm going to make Fran a moderator. You guys do not know what I have in store for next month. You guys have no clue what I have in store for next month. We're going to do a lot of winning. We're going to win so big, you'll ask me to stop winning. My boy Trump, right? You're going to say, stop. I don't want to do all. Yo, by the way, those memes of like the markets are red and like Trump is saying you're going to beg me to stop winning. Please, if this is winning, I don't want to win anymore. If this is what you call winning, I don't want to win no more. Let me go ahead and see if our other guest got lost. Hold on, let's see. Yo, so I have Landy who's complaining that I haven't brought him onto the show. Landy's complaining. You guys know who Landy is, right? Hold on, where is this? I'm telling you, I got to bring on like 90 people onto the show. Landy's complaining that he's not on the show. Constantly complaining, man. Yet he's on like 90,000 shows. I don't even know how he's doing it. He's on like 90 different podcasts. Bro, I hardly get through my own show. I really do. Oh my God, here we go. Here we go. Landy's always complaining. Landy. You know what? You know what I'm feeling like today? You know what I'm feeling like? Landy, you know what I'm fucking feeling like today? Gigi, thank you for inspiring me today. You know what I'm feeling like? One last runner. One last runner. I'll make that call, one last runner. That doesn't mean I'm forgetting about anything that I'm holding right now. That has nothing to do about one last runner. One last fucking runner and I retire. Welcome to The Breakdown, episode 658. Sponsored by Midnight, because privacy matters. And that's big. Privacy is big, right? Privacy, when it comes down to it, privacy is huge. We want to make sure that, you know, if you're talking about Zcash and you're talking about Monero, it's time to start talking, and Litecoin, it's time to start talking about Midnight. It's time to start talking about Midnight. Landy is complaining in all my chat rooms now. Landy is now on TikTok complaining, David, you literally have the best analysis in the game on your roster, and I don't even get an invite. I would like everybody to know that Landy is a diehard Democrat. He is absolutely upset with what has happened with Don Lemon, who is his favorite podcaster, by the way. We all learned about this. We all learned about this because it slipped out of Landy's mouth. One day he was just like, isn't Don Lemon great? We're like, what? MILF Shake 28 is calling me Daddy David. Right, Jared? That's why he's complaining, right? Anybody who watches Don Lemon is a complainer. Daddy David, that is wild. Daddy David, that's wild. That is wild. You know what it is? Like, I have a lot to say, right? I really do have a lot to say. I have a lot to say. I was thinking, when you think about crypto can apply for life. Like you look at the markets right now, the markets look like ass. And they do. They look like ass. But you can't go ahead and allow the markets to affect your mood. That's one thing you need to learn, is to separate that emotion. You got to separate it. Even when it's green, you got to be able to go ahead and separate all the stuff. You just got to separate it. You have to. Bottom line. Landy, shut up. Okay? Shut up, Landy. I will get the moderators on TikTok to toss you out the fucking room. You are a Don Lemon supporter. You're upset that his ass got arrested today. Anyway, let me bring on my next guest. He's in the green room. Apparently he got stuck in the bathroom due to the staff leaving expired M&Ms and dirty ass water with lead in it. Let's bring in this guy, man. I've talked to him. I've seen the shit that he's doing. I hope he puts his shit in landscape mode so we can go ahead and see the whole scenery back there. But let's go ahead and bring him in. Yo, what's going on? What's going on, big boy?
What's up, David? How are you, brother?
I'm good, man. Where you at? Where are you?
I'm on the corner of the street. This is like usually where we film, this street corner. I'm just taking
Yeah.
a walk because they're doing some drilling in my building. So if I hopped on this and I was in in the office, you'd hear a lot of background noise. I'd rather you hear the background noise of the environment that I live in versus the office and the drilling.
Shaney, I want to ask you, where did you get the idea of doing what you do with your company now?
Well, I started Street Polar 5 years ago. I was 17 years old. I had dropped out of 8th grade and I started a credit repair company. And I just started doing street interviews and I just loved talking to people and I, really enjoyed the process. And then I just quit the job and I stopped doing the credit repair and I went all in with street interviews. And about 3 years ago, we started the B&B side of the business where we do street interview ads for brands and businesses. And I just basically placed a massive bet that authenticity would win. And that's the biggest trend of 2026 is authenticity, right? It's real people. I mean, over 80% of the content generated on the internet is AI generated content. Why do you think gold, even though, the prices of gold and silver are down today, why are they up 100% in the past 12 months? Well, they're real. They're tangible. You can hold it. The same thing with street interviews. So real physical things is only going to get more scarce and only going to get more valuable. And, we have a whole team and a whole training and a whole process that's baked off of my experience doing this.
When you look when you interview people on the street, because you have the pulse of this, are they more right leaning or are they more left leaning?
I mean, it just really depends on where you interview them, right? If you interview people in Florida, it's probably going to be more right leaning than interviewing someone in California in, let's say, Venice Beach, right? Or, if you go to Rodeo Drive, you're going to have more conservatives than if you go to Venice Beach, even in the same Los Angeles. So I'd say that what it comes down to with finding out how people really feel is just a numbers game, right? After, you can't just go out one day and be like, okay, this is how people feel. But if you're out there for 2, 3, 4, 5 years asking about the same topic continuously, and, like we've interviewed probably over 250,000 people across our whole team in the past 5 years. So from that, we can have pretty good data of how people are feeling. And we also have really good data of what type of content performs on the internet because of just how long we've been creating the same format and the same type of content. I mean, we've asked the question, how many genders are there for 5 years? And it still gets 20 million views at any time that we can post it.
Speaking of that, like when you what's the percent that actually give a common sense response?
Sam, what percent of interviews give a common sense response? Yeah, I mean, I'd say, but well, it depends. What's your definition of common sense? Like everyone defines it themselves.
Well,
I would say
I went to
I would say that common sense in the sense of like ideologically from what I believe in as common sense, which is, free speech, right? Not censorship, less government interventions, right? Pro business, pro spirit, pro freedom. I'd say majority personally. Like I'd say that a majority. I'd say that the biggest interesting finding that I've seen is the younger generation and the younger audience and demographic. They are all now pro God and pro religion and pro Jesus at a level that I've never seen. And I say this as someone that's 21, that's, growing up with this age group.
Welcome everybody to the breakdown episode 658. What you do is important because you get the real pulse of the crowd. It's not obviously mainstream media where mainstream media comes up with narratives. What's your latest question out there? You're probably taping and stuff, but what's your latest question out there that's been interesting?
That's a great question. Most recently, I don't know, patriot or traitor Barack Obama has been interesting asking people, and a lot of people think he's a traitor. I don't know, asking. We're going to be venturing into sports and really just doing some other cool stuff on the organic side. But right now, you know,
Are most people pro ICE or are they against it? The young, so like I'm mostly trying to get the vibe from you from the younger generation, right? The 18 to 35 year
the
olds,
younger
like
generation, the young politically, or you're saying politically?
politically.
Politically, the younger generation is probably skewing towards Nick Fuentes. If you want to know my honest truth, for
Yeah,
sure,
and
that's
why?
what I would say for sure. Yeah,
And why towards Nick? What's the when you look at all the videotapes and you're out there and you're watching, why towards Nick?
it's a good question.
This is unfiltered. You can say whatever you want. It's fine.
No, I know that, and I'm trying to think of why that is, because there's a lot of different reasons. I wouldn't specifically say that it's one thing. It's a lot of different things that have just added up over time, right? And I can't really identify like one single thing. I think the biggest moment, and I think the first thing that really sparked it was, you know, Elon Musk unbanning everyone on Twitter. And it wasn't just Nick Fuentes, it was Andrew Tate, you know, it was I mean, ALX, it was Laura Loomer, it was DC Drano, it was Libs of TikTok. It was a lot of different people. And so what people tend to forget is that this happened 2 years ago, right? Or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, that was not that long ago where we couldn't even say anything on the internet. Elon didn't own X. Biden was the resident of the White House, literally falling asleep. We were fucking had a shitty Afghanistan withdrawal. Like, it was hell. And so maybe Trump hasn't done 100% of the things that, you know, that you agree with, right? But the comparison of America in every single aspect is 10 times better now with Trump as president. So, I mean, that's my take personally. Like, I fucking love Trump. Like, I love America. I think it's great. It's America's 250th anniversary. I think, like, this is how people need to feel, and this is how people need to be excited. And it's truly a mindset thing, you know? Like, at the end of the day, I think sometimes, like, I've been spending less time on Twitter, and that definitely makes me a little happier.
Twitter is toxic, bro. Twitter is
Yeah.
definitely it is toxic. It's for me, I have to, but it is absolutely 100. We are joined by Shaney. Shaney's good, man. Dropping out of 8th grade, man, and starting this type of business and being out there and producing this kind of content, which is necessary because mainstream media is full of shit. Narrative, obviously driven. Have you asked the question about Minnesota? There you go. You can go ahead and throw that hat on.
Oh, yeah.
And
No,
I'll leave that
if you
link for
want one,
everybody.
if you want one, I'll send it
Where's
to you.
my
I don't
hat?
sell these.
Where's my hat and sweatshirt?
I don't sell them, but if you want one, I'll send it to you. I got you.
appreciate that.
I'm not selling them yet. But nah, brother. Yeah, we asked about Minnesota. People, dude. I mean, my take at people don't like it. Like, people don't like the fraud. If fraud is fraud, you know?
Do you
Fraud is
believe
fraud.
like so that there's fraud in Minnesota and there's probably in Cali as well as New York, but here you go, Minnesota. Nick Shirley exposes it. 23-year-old.
I've been friends with Nick Shirley for many years. I mean, he's a great friend. I've known Nick for a very long time. He's a great kid. I think it's absolutely insane. I think that the fraud goes deep. I mean, look what happened. Elon Musk literally had to stop Doge because he said they were going to kill him. Like, it's, you know, this shit has been going deep since the beginning of time. Very deep.
You know who we miss? We miss
Who?
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
That's who we miss at a time like this. You know, here's the thing. You're probably a Republican. I am as well, right? I'm a conservative. I'm sure you are as well. We do a really bad job when it comes to midterms. And I feel like we're really lazy. We really are. And this might change, Shaney, because you got your company going and you're putting out content and it's great because, you know, it's necessary. But in the past, for decades, we've been very lazy as a party. We get in and we stall out because everybody wants to take credit.
No, and I agree with you, but I'll say two things to that. There's only been 2 elections since 1940 where the president that won the president also won the midterms. It's not just a Trump thing. It's not just a Republican thing. It's really everyone. And I think that that's just because the pendulum resets. And when you're outside of the White House, your ability to, I don't want to say, what they're doing right now, what the media is doing a really good job at ambushing the White House, in the sense
Wow.
that they're basically doing what Trump did when Trump first got inaugurated. Because when Trump first got inaugurated, he did so many things at once that no one could keep up with it. But what happened is now is that the media is flipped that and is now doing that to them. So like maybe from the outside, it looks like, maybe they're not the tightest, but you also got to think that it's a significantly less amount of voters that actually vote in the midterms. What Trump has already gotten done so far the first 2 years has already been historic. Like, back to 100% bonus depreciation. That's huge for businesses. No tax on, you can write off the interest on your car loans and your auto loans. What he just did with the Trump savings account, what that's going to do. Like, I'm going to have kids pretty soon. Like, that's going to be sick. So there's already a bunch of things that he's did where, look, if Republicans lose the midterms, that's because they're just not putting the right candidates. That doesn't come down to me. That comes down to the Republican National Convention and the Republican National Committee, right? But I still think that the battle goes farther beyond left and right. It's like there needs to be something after Trump that's not just all right, we're going to go back to the way it was. And I think he broke that. Like, he's broken the traditional left and right, obviously. And that's why you see that there's Trump on the left, which is Mondani, which is not your typical Democrat, which is a new type of Democrat to pop out, but wins because it's literally Trump, but it's just a mirrored in a projection. So I think we're going to see a lot of new themes of politics in the midterms. I think it's going to be pretty interesting how like the general trends are going to shift across who people are identifying at with politics and who they're supporting.
Do you think that there's a chance that the Republican Party wins the midterms, or you think they'll lose it to the Democrats?
What does Polymarket say? I don't know. Whatever they say. Like, dude, that shit predicts everything. I just trust, those forecasts. That's my take. Like, even Gemini, I know Gemini has prediction markets. Prediction markets is what I trust. I hate to say it. I can't trust any independent pollster. I can't trust the media. I can't trust any independent journalist. I can trust street polling and I can trust prediction markets. Street polling is great because we have a pulse on the streets and on the ground. And the prediction markets also work hand in hand because it's real money, right? And it's putting your money where your mouth is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad I got Shane on. Hopefully we get him on where they are not drilling into his building or into the street, and we can have some more time to go ahead and chat it up about politics and everything else that you're building out here with Street Polar. Much respect to you. Thank you for making the time to get on.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, David. And make sure everyone watching this, you guys have to make sure to like this, retweet, repost, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. If you're on Rumble, follow, subscribe. If you're on X, follow, repost, comment. Just say what's good. Even if you think I'm a clown, roast me, boost the views and the engagement. And I appreciate you. Yeah, thanks for watching and listening. Even if you hate watching, it's great.
I love the haters, man. I love when they hate. Especially, I got Democrats and liberals in my chat that cannot stand the fact that I say a word, and I love it.
That's how you know you're doing something right.
There you go.
I get attacked just as equally from the Jews as I do from the Palestinians. And I'm Jewish. It's like, why? It's like I can't do anything right. I understand Andrew Tate. Like, you really can't win.
You can't. You can't. You can't satisfy everybody. And if you try to, then like your brand suffers. Just be yourself. It is what it is.
Yeah, my brand, bro. I want to be able to sleep at night.
Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for the sweatshirt and the.
I got you. No, I got you. I'll send it. All right. Thanks, David. You're the man.
Have a good one, man.
Appreciate it, brother. All right. Thank you.
That's Shaney, man. Go tune into Street Polar. Good. Hey, listen, man. I'm telling you, these kids, man. These kids running the game. Shalom. I'm about to get rid of my suit. I'm going to just. Fuck my suit, right? Fuck it. Fuck the suit. Just get rid of the fucking suit. Yo, I worked out this morning. Check this out. I worked out this morning. I work out every day, right? I worked out to the point I can't take my jacket off. Look at this. I can't take fucking jacket. Hold on. I can't take my fucking jacket off, man. All right, listen. No more. I don't know if I can do the suit anymore. I don't know if I can do the suit anymore. Everybody's coming on. Gigi came on here with like kitty ears. Shaney came on here. He's circling around. I love Shaney, but I was about to vomit. He kept circling around. I felt like that time when I was stuck in the air because the plane couldn't land and it took us an hour and a half. Why am I gonna fucking wear? Why am I? Fuck this. Why am I gonna wear a suit? Why am I going to wear a suit? Welcome to the breakdown. Episode 658. I got the women in the chat asking me to forget about talking about crypto. Don't talk politics, keep on dressing. Relax. Relax. Nah, I'm thinking like everybody's coming on here, everybody's chilling. Everybody's absolutely chilling, relaxing. You know what it is? I've always loved, I love suits. I love suits. I fucking love suits. I love suits. You know how jealous I am when people, when I have guests that come on here and they're just wearing like a Bitcoin shirt or an XRP shirt, or you got like somebody's rocking their own brand like Shaney is, and like Gigi's on here with like the shit on her ears, man. Like, I'm like, no, I'm serious. I couldn't take, yo, I was trying to take off the jacket. I was like, shit, man. $350 push-ups, 350 push-ups, 150 sit-ups. I do that every single morning. 350 push-ups, 150 sit-ups. That's just to get out of bed and make sure, hey, bro, let's go. That's not, I'm not talking about my workouts. No, that's not a workout to me. That's real quick, 30 minutes. Let's get this over with. No, I do about close to 600 to 700 push-ups a day. I'm at 600 to 700 push-ups. And I lift heavy. I just lift heavy. That's it. I like lifting heavy weight. I don't know how people, and I know my trainer used to get mad at me because my trainer would be like, what are you doing, bro? Get the 20-pound weights. It's good to go ahead and cut. No, I want to lift heavy. I like lifting heavy. More viewers are coming in because I've gone tieless and suitless. And now I'm just wearing a shirt with pants. Anyway, We'll be right back right after this commercial break. Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay. We're back on the breakdown. Oh fuck, he's here. All right, I'm gonna let him on because he's just he wants to make an appearance everywhere. Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, hello,
What's going
David.
on?
I couldn't
Hello.
well, your speakers are a little loud over there, but
My speaker. Say that again.
your speakers are a little loud.
My speakers?
Yeah, I can hear myself.
Really?
Yeah,
All right, hold on.
it's all
You're
good.
the only person. Like nobody else complains. Notice that.
It's okay. I like listening to myself talk.
Hold on. Let's make sure you don't listen to yourself talk. How about that? How's that now? Do you feel better?
I feel safer now.
Okay,
It's
good.
a safe
What's going
space, right?
on?
I wasn't gonna let the Don Lemon love slander go. There is no way. Bro, I am so happy that they actually did something. They actually did something. They did, David. They did something. Can you believe it?
And they all say that Trump doesn't do anything, right? They all say that Trump doesn't do shit, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously he's done a lot of shit. And he's done a lot of shit that I agree with. So I'm very, very happy. I am thrilled. I'm thrilled.
I'm trying to be just like all my guests, man.
Lean all the way out of frame.
What's
David,
going
you
on,
look like
Landy?
you're
How are
having fun. You look like you're having fun.
I am. You see me, like I'm
Yeah.
having fun.
It's been a while since I've come on to bug you. Obviously, I'm a busy
Yeah,
little
because you're
puppet.
too. Oh, I'm gonna go. Let me go get ready for Hotep show.
Hey, look, I gotta make sure I've got the right material prepared for Hotep and our very deep technical analysis. So, it takes a little while to get that ready. I mean, he knows it, he plays coy, like he doesn't know, but he knows. He knows. He also knows that
What the fuck is happening in the markets? How about that? Don't tell me. Well, if you would have watched my video, listen. I'm asking you what for the people that are watching on TikTok. Shout out to TikTok for the lurkers that watch on X. What's happening? What's happening in these fucking markets, Landy?
well, what everyone is experiencing right now is very well laid out by Scott Bessent in his Manhattan Institute speech back in 2024 prior to the election. And it was kind of his bid to be the Treasury Secretary. But what we have is a combination of things, right? We have the geopolitical positioning from the superpowers in the world. We have the monetary reordering. Um, and what we're seeing is globally, well, right now there's a lot of shenanigans going on with Japan, right? Obviously, they were artificially holding rates down for a very long time
Yeah.
and have begun to let those go. And now it was going to take a while after they raised rates. They did a little pause the end of last month coming into their last meeting in terms of raising rates there. But what they also they had low volume on their bonds in that auction leading into the BOJ's rate decision, and that spooked the markets. And realistically, what it started to cause was a little bit of a systemic risk for an unwind across the board because all the bond markets really started to unwind. And where did that money go? Well, it continued to go into commodities, indices, and equities. And right now, that side of the trade is beginning to unwind. I mention this a lot, and yes, definitely watch my TA videos. But if you're looking at like commodities specifically, you see that gold and silver absolutely nuking, acting like a meme coin, right? There was like just on silver alone, because that's been the really popular thing to talk about because everybody's been talking about gold the entire time. Silver finally took off, kind of caught the mind share wave now. Well, one of the big things that you have to understand about what's happening in the silver markets, there's as of yesterday, there was 37,800% leverage in the market, with about 65% of those contracts were long on silver. And all it takes is a little pinprick to absolutely unwind that whole thing. So, we have a lot of money shifting around. We just had, the stock markets here in the US, fairly recently touched their highs and then pull back. You're getting the commodities unwind right now. You have some fears based on some of the Fed's positioning, some of the producer price index stuff moving up in the United States. And a lot of that has to do with some of the latent numbers that we're getting for the trade deficit. You might remember that October numbers for the trade deficit were the lowest that we'd ever seen. 29 billion was the actual deficit there, but that shot up by over 94% with the November reads. And a lot of what we're seeing now is from last year into this year for imports into the United States. A lot of that was front run Q1 to Q2 before the tariffs hit, right? So a lot of inventory was just being warehoused prior to tariffs actually hitting. Well, this year, as of like the 1st of January, a lot of those companies that were importing heavily from overseas are now having to order. You know, they had a lot of time to basically fill out their balance sheet, right, and expand their margins because they had gotten in before the tariffs were actually being implemented, and then just kind of maintaining those at a lower level. But now they have to restock more heavily, and we're seeing that that is causing producer price index to come up. We're seeing that reflected in the increased imports numbers for the most recent trade deficit, or, you know, it's for yesterday, you know, it's the trade balance when we're referring to the trade deficit. That's how much the United States, of course, for those that don't know, I'm sure many that are here do, but it's how much we export versus import in terms of nominal value and dollar value. And in this case, expanding it the end of Q4 into Q1 was kind of expected. And typically that's going to lead to a nice little peak in markets in Q1, and then a pullback and reposition Q1 to Q2. This is pretty typical every year anyway. So, you know, a lot of people are very scared. Obviously, people in crypto markets are freaking out because, you know, it's playing out, you know, like Bitcoin's playing out to the downside of its range. Nearly hitting its prior low there, right around 80,000. I think it stopped just short of 81. When we've got markets, you know, falling across the board, of course, Bitcoin was unwinding at the same time. And then obviously there's a lot of leftover pain in the crypto markets for, you know, what many would perceive as a no alt season, right? And with commodities falling and the sharp decline in indices and equities yesterday, and some continuation of that downside into today, I think a lot are fearing the worst. And I don't really think those fears are totally founded just yet.
Here, let's just fucking talk as if we're not on air.
Sure.
I'm being serious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I understand numbers well. I research.
Yeah.
Like I really do. I research, I understand numbers well.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at everything that's gone on, this isn't good for crypto.
Wait, why? Because price is going down? Adoption is going up.
It's not that, Landy. It's not that it's not about price going down. Because I've been in other we've been here for a while, right?
Long time, yeah.
And being here for a while, you've got to witness. I've never. I'm gonna say this right now. I mean, this is my personal take. It doesn't have. It's my opinion. It doesn't have to be factual. I've never experienced shit like this. I've never questioned myself. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, I've never questioned myself in crypto.
Yeah.
It's not about number go down or up. That's not what I'm talking about.
Well,
Like this is like a fucked up roller coaster ride. Like
I
right
mean,
now, it's a fucked up roller coaster ride. Forget about me. I'm putting myself. I'm just.
Yeah. No, I
the
get it,
DMs
but
I'm getting people are like, and these are veterans that are reaching out. They're like,
yeah,
Dave, I can't read this market. Like I really don't understand.
Watch my videos, huh? But
Listen, I send people to your videos.
I know, but I really want to be very clear about this. I have talked about this with you specifically and many others, that we are in a macro compression for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's in the driver's seat. We're in an adoption phase for the crypto industry at large. We have OG holders that have tons and tons and tons of supply that has to be distributed into these new players coming into the market. That takes time. It looks like shit when it happens.
But do you understand, Land? Like, this is the first time, like, I'm telling you, I'm speaking to you like as if we're not on air.
No, I know.
This is the first time that we see 7, 8, 9-year-old Bitcoin accounts selling. At least I am. I haven't seen them sell like this.
But we're not actually seeing that much of an increase. I have the on-chain numbers in front of me. It is not anything exponentially larger than any other cycle in crypto's history for Bitcoin.
I'm not saying that's bad though. If an old
We're talking about
wallet,
long-term
right?
holders.
I'm
Long-term
talking about
holders in crypto.
holders.
Yeah.
If
They're
one
n-
holder sell, if one
Yeah.
holder sells 5 Bitcoin,
Yeah.
Mazel tov, you've held for 8, 9 years. I have nothing against these people. Zero.
Yeah. But you got like 9 and 10,000 Bitcoin holders selling.
But if
moving.
you have one who unloads 5, well, great. That 5 Bitcoin now goes to maybe 30 people. I'm just hypothetically throwing numbers out. That's a
Yeah.
good thing. I don't view that as a bad thing.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
the amount of pressure that has been felt this time, right now.
Yeah.
You know what it is? You know why it's confusing, Landy? I'll tell you, for the average person who really doesn't study, right? There's so much good news
Mhm.
out here coming out about Bitcoin, coming out here about crypto, CFTC, SEC. Everybody's pro crypto, right? Everybody.
Yeah.
The goddamn guy who's about to become the new Fed chair.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
pro Bitcoin. Even
Yeah,
though
he's
he's
pro-Bitcoin.
hawkish on his stances, he's pro Bitcoin.
He is a Bitcoiner, yes.
So everybody's Bitcoining. Everybody likes crypto.
Yeah. Yet it's not being reflected in price, and that people are getting confused.
People are lost. They're like,
Yeah.
hold on. And now everybody's like, hold on, wait until the Clarity Act, which is absolute dog shit.
Well, you know what just passed yesterday, right?
Yeah.
It's not passed, but it came out of
Right.
markup, is the Digital Commodity Intermediaries Act, and that's going to go to the Senate. That came out of the Agriculture Committee, who oversees the CFTC commodities, right?
Correct.
They sent that over to the Banking Committee, and there's going to be one of two things that happens, because I would love to see the agriculture's version of this come out, because even like you see Brian Armstrong has spoken about this. This one is the bill that he would prefer to see. We're probably going to see some compromise and some merging of Clarity and this, and then that being proposed to put on Trump's desk. The big thing is, though, that's also not the primary focus right now for Congress, at least in the Senate. It's all about healthcare right now. So I would like to see them push this through. And it's positive that we have, because, we basically have Clarity stalled in the Senate right now, out of the Senate Banking and Finance Committee. But this one actually has a shot. If there's some compromise and it's merged in and they pass it, I think that we see a lot of things get rolling. But you got to understand, the entirety of the traditional market infrastructure and the regulatory infrastructure, even with all of Genius Act, Clarity Act, or even they get around to Bitcoin Act and pass that, it takes time, and it looks messy on the charts when you have such a concentrated portion of supply held by OGs of every type of crypto. The largest portions of the supplies for Bitcoin, Ethereum, look across the top 10 coins, are all held by long-term holders. Now you have to figure out, how do we get those coins? Well, they have to take profit, right? They got to do OTC deals. That's how Saylor gets his coins. That's how many of the DATs get theirs. And a lot of people don't understand this. A lot of that is also being done through the ETF side, where there's the in-kind redemptions for the ETFs now. So, and that they're still very small in this space. You realize that most of the coins are held by long-term holders. Most of the volume done isn't even in the traditional market sphere. It's still done on crypto native exchanges and OTC. So it's going to look like this for a little while. And where many people are questioning things right now and unsure, I am more sure than ever. And I've been here a very, very, very long time, right? I am more sure that this is the way we are going. We are going to be at exponentially higher prices,
When?
That's not the concern for me, right?
It's not the concern for you or me. It's the concern for the general public. They're beat up, Landy. No, I'm being serious with you.
But that's why we don't have retail here. They have no money.
But
They
the
haven't
retail
had
that's
money.
here, Landy, the retail that's here, they're beat up. Like I'm
Yeah.
watching. Look, I don't know what's happening with fucking X over here,
Yeah.
but I'm watching the chat in TikTok, right?
Yeah.
They're exhausted.
Of course.
I mean, I know we talk about this all. I've said it. Retail hasn't come here. Like retail's broke. But the retail that's here, quote unquote, they're exhausted. They're
Yes.
fucking exhausted, and they feel like there's a lot of market manipulation. They still want answers for October 10th, 2025. You see
They
how
want crypto.
CZ is getting attacked,
Mhm.
right? Like people want answers. Like they
No,
want to be a
people-
part of crypto, but they're like, yo,
people
what the
don't-
fuck is going on here?
David, people don't want answers. They want a boogeyman to blame.
I'm telling that. Listen, I agree with you on that, but I'm not talking about the jackasses. I'm talking about people that I talk to that,
Yeah.
they're normal, common sense type of folks that been here, and they just like, what is happening, bro? Like, we go up and then boom, like they watch gold and silver and copper go. They're
Mhm.
like, what the fuck? Did I get into the wrong assets?
No, they didn't. And this is the mental shift that people need to have. And that is that crypto as an entire ecosystem and asset class is undervalued massively versus the global markets. And it doesn't matter which sector you want to pick on that's running, because it's just a narrative. Crypto isn't like gold and silver. It's nothing like gold and silver. I mean, there's some cryptos that you can draw an analogous to.
Landy, people don't give a fuck what it's like. People
They-
look at,
that's-
can I make
You know
money?
what? Then they should have been looking in the energy sector, where it was running even harder than gold and silver.
Listen,
And I'm in
I
stock
said it,
plays
yo,
that are
you
way
should have
better.
been buying mining companies.
Yeah. So, I mean, but this is the thing. It's because people are bored. They see the runners and they're like, why aren't we doing the same? I don't get it. Right. But the reality is we're in a world where we are going forward in crypto, not backwards. And that requires distribution of these tokens on these blockchains that is tangible, has to be transferred. You can't just funny money it up. And for people who think like, oh no, they're just going to funny money and manipulate things. Like, and the big narrative, and I've knocked this one down a few times, is the leverage in markets. And that on the circulating supply, the most actively traded supply in Bitcoin is about 6.5 million tokens. It's only 15% leveraged across crypto native exchanges and the ETFs and the DATs. When you look at something like silver or gold, like silver, 37,800% leverage in terms of the paper markets.
Hey, listen, it's crazy.
So people want to talk about manipulation and not go and utilize the blockchain that we actually have and look at the actual flows and movements of these larger players. If It used to be, hey, let's watch what the whales are doing. And now it's called, let's just say manipulation and throw our hands in the air. And it's just not true. Like you could say maybe the whales are manipulating price, but they have to distribute at some point, and that's healthy.
I mean, Landy, you don't even have an answer for 1010. Like,
Yeah, we do. You saw
I'm
the
just saying,
coins move on chain.
I get it, but I'm just saying, like, somebody knew, right?
Somebody knew what?
I'm just saying.
We
I'm
were at
putting
an
out
all-time high. You could easily see the leverage was way out over its skis.
that
All it
I
would
agree
take
with
is
you.
anybody. You
I
don't have
agree
to
with
be a
you.
genius.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that, like, if you're saying that there's no manipulation being done, like,
No.
you have to go ahead and account for
No,
a bit
it's
of it.
not manipulation. Learn to play the damn game. I've been here long enough.
But then
I'm sick of the manipulation
somebody
narrative.
had inside scoop.
What inside scoop? All you had to do was
Again,
go
he
and
gets
look
angry.
on chain,
He's getting
and you
angry.
could look at leverage in markets, and you could see that Bitcoin was the most leverage that it had ever been on crypto native exchanges. All it would take is one match to light that fire and nuke everybody to the downside. And bonus, you get to put miners underwater with their 1.8 million in supply and miner held wallets that also had to distribute and make it worse.
Yes, Landy.
So is that manipulation, or is that playing the game the right way?
Let me get my fucking package. Give me a second. You can go ahead and cry
you're
on
good.
here for a second.
Cry. Look, I'm
Go cry.
happier than ever. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not saying, oh my God.
Go ahead. So, folks, the little Bitcoin puppet is now taking over the breakdown, number 658. And I got to tell you, there is a lot of narratives and a lot of blame that can be pushed one place or another when it comes to the whys. But in reality, we are going forward in this industry. We are moving forward, making inroads. The adoption is moving forward. We're not going backwards. So if you're upset that other things are going up while your favorite thing is going down, if you really believe in your favorite thing that's going down, you should identify that as an opportunity and look for the places that you want to get in and get more of it. It's pretty damn simple. It's not hard. It is dead simple. If you actually believe in this space and prices going down, that's value. It's like years ago when I was talking about gold and silver being an opportunity. Now, obviously, from the TA point of view, I could have never predicted the narrative that was going to happen, but myself and others talked about gold and silver, and it's probably going to pump. It's going to take a long time. There's a long time frame, and it pumped, and now it's the narrative. Well, Bitcoin and Ethereum and all your other favorite coins are going down. You better have the areas that you want to pick out to purchase that if you really believe in it. If you don't, what in the hell are you doing here? Just trying to get fiat? Because if you're here just trying to get fiat, then you don't actually believe in this and you're in it for the trade, and you would have been short in the first place. And that's it.
Look, Landy, I don't disagree with you much. Okay. Me and you don't.
Somebody
I
said
don't
shut
find
your
myself
lips and
disagreeing
buy the
with you.
tips.
What?
Somebody said shut your lips and buy the tips.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
really
watching the
funny.
chat. But you know, at the end of the day, these are what this. Okay, so you're well educated. You've been here a while. You have
Yeah.
people that have been here for a year or two. They still don't get it. They don't have a grasp of the ecosystem. So they believe, and that I'm trying to word this in a way where, like, elementary level type of shit.
Mhm.
They believe that there is manipulation that is coming from the banking system by the institutions trying to go ahead and take their shit. That's it. Scare the fuck out of them to sell. They believe that because
And
you know what's funny? I'm
it's a good
watching
boogeyman.
Bitcoin's at 83,000.
Yeah.
Alts continue to go even lower than it's crazy.
Well, I mean, where
There's
Bitcoin
never
goes,
been an altcoin season. By the way, I want to say this because we haven't talked about this. There hasn't been an altcoin season. Only 7 to 8 things actually broke all-time highs, and it was barely.
Mhm.
There was never a meme coin season.
I mean,
I'm gonna tell you
meme
why.
coins ran with Bitcoin off the lows because they were new. They ran with Bitcoin off the lows.
But Dogecoin and Shiba Inu never broke their all-time highs.
Yeah, I could have predicted that, and I did.
So we never had this whole bull run that people speak of. Like we haven't had it. Are you gonna point to Pepe? Pepe never broke
No.
his all-time high. Pepe just made a high.
Well, it made an all-time high to this point and went
But you
into
get what I'm
its own little
saying,
bear
right?
market.
Like,
Yeah.
it's never gone back to break its all-time high. You haven't had Dogecoin break its all-time high. You haven't had Shiba Inu break its all-time high. You haven't had Chainlink break its all-time high. I'll keep going. Like you haven't had a bunch of things break its all-time highs.
Yeah.
You have people like Kevin O'Leary and others that go out there and say, well, the liquidity is not going to come in until the Clarity Act gets passed.
Well, I mean, I think they would like to revise that because I don't even think they would want to see clarity in its current iteration.
And that Clarity Act is absolute dog shit. And
Yeah, I
you
know,
know
I
what
read
I'm
it.
more so angry at, Landy? I'm a proud Republican.
Yeah.
But I can give credit where it's due. Cory Booker is sitting there talking for the people.
After he's the one that helped back end the banks into the bill, I don't give a shit what he says. Look at what he does.
Landy, that clip is what people are watching.
That's because people are stupid and they don't go and
No,
actually
it doesn't
look.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter, but that's what people are watching. They're watching a Democratic senator say, what the fuck is this? I just came back from vacation and the bill is completely different. And the Republican Party, air quote, wants to give this shit all off to the banks, kill DeFi. Meanwhile, the Democrats are looking good because they're giving these speeches.
Yeah, well, look, the reality is that
Let me ask you a question. Who do you
Republicans
think I'm
course
siding with?
corrected. Yeah, but the Republicans are the ones that course corrected and stalled the bill because they have full control. And what did they do? They sent it over to CFTC and they pushed forward another bill that is what we want. And
Why are we even entertaining the banking system?
We have to. We don't have a choice. These worlds
But
are
you
linked.
can't leave retail out. You got to give retail an ability.
Retail's not going to get left out.
No, but
It's
hold
not gonna
on.
pass
They
that
don't.
way.
They don't want stable coin yield.
Native yield. And what they were trying to do is take
If
that
that
and
happens, Landy, the banks are fucked.
I know. We all know this.
So if this doesn't pass, I'm telling you right now, this is going to look bad on the Republican Party. I'm telling you that right now.
Well, of course it's going to look bad because they're the ones touting the crypto initiative. But reality is that the choke point people are all still in place that have been there the entire time. Just because you shuffle around the head of the snake, there's still many heads of that snake that are in Washington,
Landy,
D.C.
this is going to get political now. I'm a proud Republican. I know I'm not going to say what you are. I'll leave that to you. But at the end of the day,
I'm a Republican.
Okay.
I'm a registered Republican who goes to Washington, D.C. and actually talks to these people.
If we sit back and we look at and assess the entire situation, I think I'm MAGA 100%, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, the first arrest is Don Lemon.
Well, and the others that were with him.
You
Look,
get what I'm saying to you.
Yes, but what I think,
and I'm starting to agree with like Landy. I'm starting and I don't want to do this because it's crazy, but there are things that Owen is saying. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That I look at Owen and I'm like, he's saying things and I'm like, fuck, Owen's right.
Look, Trump's base in the crosstabs for any polling is stronger than it's ever been. Right? What you need to understand is people who voted for Trump in all of the crosstabs for all these new polls, 9 out of 10, which is stronger than it was at any point in his prior term, and any point last year is his strongest point. And right now, what they are catering to is hitting the biggest pain points that base wanted to see. And Trump can't do it all on his own. He needs Congress for this stuff. And it's the Republican Party itself that is failing. to
That's
deliver.
what I'm talking. I've said Shaney was on here, right? And
Yeah.
my whole thing was like, the Republican Party sucks at like seeing things through.
Well, they're not serious people. No one in Washington, D.C. and Congress is serious except for a very few minority on both sides. It's still a uniparty in Washington, D.C.
I get it.
because one of the main reasons why is because the filibuster is still there for the Senate.
Why don't we get rid of it? We need to. They're gonna impeach Trump. Like, I'm not sure of this. Like, I don't know. I haven't looked at Polymarket, but I don't. What is it at 68 to 73% that the Democrats are going to win the midterms?
First, they have to try to stop the SAVE Act because now it's the Save America Act and it's getting massive support on the Republican side for voter ID and only citizens being allowed in.
Yeah, but the Democrats are going to vote against that.
Well, if they can get a few to come over, or if they kill the filibuster, they'll definitely get it through now. They are, and hey, credit to Scott Presler. If you are not paying attention to what he is doing, he's single-handedly, along with others like him, have been pushing the issue with the SAVE Act. Because, look, you can look at all the polling you want. You can look at the Polymarket. We're really far out from the election at this point in terms of Polymarket predictions. And the liquidity is still pretty damn thin there, right? So it's all about the liquidity when you're looking in prediction markets. That's the bigger the liquidity, the more strong that signal is going to be. But in this case, if they get if they can't get the SAVE Act, which is now renamed the Save America Act, where they have a bunch of co-sponsors signing on, then I think they probably go for killing the filibuster. I think they do.
They have to. I'm telling you, they have to, man.
But they have that in their back pocket, right? You can say, hey, let's compromise, or we're killing the filibuster. Because if they kill a filibuster and then lose, guess what's going to happen?
But they're going to do it anyway. That's my whole thing is like, they're going to fuck around regardless, Landy.
Yeah, well, I know. The point is that what we're seeing in DC is a bunch of leverage games. And nothing is coming through. I think what's his name was a horrible choice for a leader of the Senate. What's his name? Is it Thune?
So Senator Thune?
Yeah, the majority leader.
Nah, I'm not really impressed.
Well, yeah. I mean, he has done
He was
poor job.
He was good in the beginning, like at the beginning of Trump's presidency as a 47.
No, he wasn't. He didn't pass anything that Trump wanted.
He sounded like everything was all. Well, this is the problem, man. As long as we have a two-party system, ain't shit gonna be happening here, man. And that's the truth, Landy.
Well, I disagree. I think that there is.
Well, you have to have another party here, man, that can swing either towards the Democrats or the Republicans.
It's not going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't have a two-party system. It absolutely does nothing for the American people, man. Think about it.
Well,
look at the like. I hope the government doesn't get shut down.
But no, it's not. They already made.
No, but I'm just saying in general. I hope I know there was an extension that was being worked on. I know what did they come through early this morning?
Yeah, they came to an agreement yesterday.
Okay.
Because today would have been the shutdown day.
All I'm saying is you need a third party, a serious third party. Like, you need that for both sides.
But you're never going to see it. You know why? Because it's not just about federal elections.
But we're never going to do anything for this country with the way that we have everything set up.
I understand your frustration, but we have 50 states, and those 50 states have different requirements for getting into the running for office. You know this very well, actually.
I'm running for president. I'm telling you right now. I know you guys think I'm joking.
Well, I mean, the point is you've run. You know what
I've run.
So you know the requirements for actually getting on the ballot for the primaries. You also know that they're different for every state. So in some states, there's very different requirements for parties, and it's very difficult for a third party to get in that system because all of from the state level, we've had a lot of people in power basically grind out any type of a third party. And what ends up happening is you get the, hey, we're going to go third party or independent. You're obviously the most famous example in recent history is our health secretary, right? Who was a Democrat, ran as an independent, realized that he was going to split the vote. He wasn't going to win. I got to pick a side. Right. And that's what happens at the state level because it's just so difficult to crack that infrastructure as a third party that it's pissing money away in many cases for those candidates. And that therefore they're forced to pick a side. When you pick a side, by the way, you're picking an agenda that you're going to adhere to, even if it goes against what your overarching beliefs for that particular for particular subjects are, because it's all about compromise and that's what they sell you on. And look, I think that right now the Republicans have a very rare opportunity to actually push forward legislation, but there is people that are at the behest of outside powers and special interests that are stalling the agenda purposefully. Because, you see the stuff in Minnesota, you were talking a little bit about it with Shaney, right? And Shaney and Shirley and a lot of that younger crowd, they all kind of know each other. They came up through the conservative movement together, right? In many cases, and helped each other out, so on and so forth. And RIP Charlie, by the way. But, it's one of those things where the corruption and the fraud is not just on the Democrat side. It is something that is prevalent on both sides. I think I would argue that it's worse on the Democrat side in Democrat states because of the systems that they've set up there. And I think that at one point, that pendulum has kind of swung. I would argue that at one point it was probably Republicans doing more of it, just less so exploiting minority communities and more so exploiting corporate infrastructure. And now we've got a lot of people who don't want to do shit to shake the status quo, and Trump is a threat to all of them on both sides of the aisle if he keeps pushing this issue. The only thing that I think is really going to be effective in the midterms here is the deportation and the SAVE Act, right? If those are passed, I think Republicans actually retain the majority. If the SAVE Act is passed on the back of a lot of the deportations that are going on, a lot of the fraud that is being exposed, and all of the warts that come along with this, when you get, states like Minnesota that are actively fighting and telling people to fight and really just endangering their own citizens when it comes to lawful execution. By the way, most people don't even realize that because they've been lied to by the media, that ICE are federal law enforcement and they're executing investigations based off of actual they don't need a warrant. Judges have already ruled on this, right? They're actually going after people who have been convicted of crimes in the past. But reality is, at the end of the day, that that's only one part of it. They've got a lot of states that are very corrupt, and it's not just the Democrat states. There's big Republican states that are very corrupt and have been doing the same thing Democrats are doing. It just looks different. And when you shake that up, you're going to lose support from a lot of these people when you're trying to get legislation through. I mean, most of the crypto stuff through the SEC and a lot of the guidance and guidelines has to be codified. That's why this is so important. The AG bill now, it's so important to get that passed, because if it's not codified, it's probably not going to get done, right? or it's going to get done under a Democrat administration, and it's probably going to, you know, the Democrats and Republicans will come together and quickly pass something that is very bank friendly, right?
And that, guys, you can tune in more to Landy tonight. Like you doing you and Hotep 9 p.m.
Yeah, I'll be recording my video, putting that out, and then I'm going to jump on with Hotep to cover markets.
And I will stop in to go ahead and baller them as they go ahead and look at the markets.
Please do.
Landy, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
As always, I appreciate you.
You're a book of knowledge.
Sometimes.
I say that not sarcastically, because everybody thinks I'm sarcastic with every comment that I make. But you do have a load of knowledge, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, brother.
Yeah. Let's hop on the phone. I got some shit to tell you.
That sounds good to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please follow Landy. You can go on X and follow Crypto Landy. And follow his shit Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Funny, I said shit, but I say it in a good way. Follow his videos where he breaks down the markets. He doesn't like Bitcoin, but he just has Bitcoin. He's really a gold bug. But I appreciate Landy coming on. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to Fran. I was able to make her a moderator. I was able to make Fran a moderator. So there you go. I was looking for the goddamn button the entire time. So now I have Tech and we have Fran that moderate the chat. I appreciate both of them. I appreciate everybody that tunes in on TikTok, because most people from TikTok don't go over to X. They're not interested in the toxicity and dealing with drama. They got their own shit over here. And I do appreciate the two individuals that I just named, because they're constantly here and they're supporting. There are a lot of people also in here that are supporting. I would love to create a really dope ass moderating team. I would love to. So if you'd like to go ahead and moderate, hit the DMs. And then I'll ask Tech and Fran about you. They'll do the background checks. Andrew from X is asking me, hey, David, what watch do you have? I want the same. This is a really expensive watch. But if you're not going to work out, it's useless. If you're gonna look like a fat ass puppet right here, not saying that the puppet's fat, not the owner behind it. I'm saying, anyway, I'm gonna get canceled for that too. Calling people fat and shit.
You just had like 15 people report at the same time. You said,
bro, yesterday I was getting reported like crazy because I was like, I don't know if you were here watching, but I was like showing off how respectfully, obviously, you know, like I have a soul. I'm not like some of these crazy ass people. Like I feel bad for Renee Good, and I feel bad for Alex, who went ahead and passed away. Like it's unfortunate, it really is. But you put yourself in that position. That's it. Bottom line. And I was showing the video like of 11 or 13 days beforehand, where he was attacking ICE, agents. I mean, in terms of like he was attacking a video. A video. He was attacking a goddamn vehicle. So what do you expect? Like, I'm never going to go, and I got to go after this, but I'm never going to go. I'm not. You're not going to catch me protesting in negative 20-degree weather. That's first of all. And you're not going to catch me protesting at all. If I'm going to make my voice heard, it's going to be at the ballot box. That's it. That's where I'm going to. If I don't like something, I want change, I'm going to the ballot box, or like the battle box, as Biden would say, and I'm going there and I'm voting. I'm voting. That's it. Right? There's no reason for me to be out there. There's no reason. And by the way, like, you know what? Like, how you guys doing? And you know what? I blame the organizations that put them, like, the organizations are at fault for brainwashing. Anyway, we can get into this topic We can probably
Me,
get into this
me
topic.
and you could have literally like a marathon live stream about this topic.
They said Fran's thing didn't go through. What? I thought I made Fran a moderator. Maybe it's for the next. I don't know. Anyway, nice suit. Okay, nice
thank
suit.
you.
You look fabulous.
I appreciate it. I feel fabulous.
By the way, guys, I hope you have a great weekend. We had a great week. We have an awesome February lined up and March. I'm working on, adding on more or getting more people to come onto the show and chat it up. Ratings are good. Numbers are good. If you guys are worried about, I don't know, you guys don't give a fuck about numbers, but the numbers are good. Everything's good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy that we've added another platform like TikTok, and I'm happy that we're going to add on Facebook and Instagram. But on that note, I don't have a quote for you. I really don't. All I want to say is that I hope you guys are just good to each other, regardless of your party affiliation. Don't wish death on anybody. Okay? Don't wish that. That's bad. That's not good. And also for the crypto bros, we'll be fine. Everybody will be fine. I've been here way too long, and I've seen so much of this shit that it'll all play out in our favor. Just front run the market. That's it. That's all I can say. Buy the dip. Stop leveraging when you don't know how to trade, and just sit back and be patient. That's it. That's all you can do is be patient and leave everything in God's hands. Landy will be on with Hotep Jesus at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune into the G Media channel to go ahead and watch them. I'll also leave the links on X, and I'll go ahead and put that up on TikTok. Have a great show tonight, and guys, have a great weekend. I'm out. Bye, Landy.
Thanks,
the
David.
puppet.